Hello, and welcome back to the Castle Combat YouTube channel. So today I wanted to talk about, decks and how to make them. Really, not going to be super in depth, unless you guys want that in the future. I can kind of just get out some cards and make a deck in front of you guys. But for now, I'm just going to go over what deck I use. I didn't make this deck like overnight. It took a while, and I've actually just changed it in the past couple days because I felt like it needed a little bit of a change. So firstly, I'm going to go over what I use in my deck. And just a reminder how they changed the rules. You have to have 6 cards and 6 cards. So 6 legendaries and 6 commons. I know I made a video on deck building like a year ago, and that's kind of outdated now. The 5 commons, 5 rares, or 5 commons, no, 6 commons, sorry. 6 commons, 5 rares, and 5 legends. They changed it to 6 and 6, and rares count as legendaries now. So yeah, I want to talk about what deck I use and why I chose the cards I chose. It took me a while to actually choose cards, and it won't really happen overnight. It kind of takes a little bit of a trial and error to find the right deck for yourself. So the first card I want to talk about is Onyx the Third. He's a 6, a black bad guy, and he's Epic Battle. He's also a Dragon Lord, and he has rivalry with all the other Dragon Lords. Next I have Romulus the Conqueror. So you can see kind of that he has a different number format, even though it's 5 and 6. Kind of a different number format, and that's because I got the new one of him in a pack, which was really, really awesome. He's pretty much the same, except for that he's also 2 out of 3 now, which is really, really sick. And that just kind of, even though it's such a little change, it makes him so much better. And then lastly, I have Dismal. He is a 5, +1 versus Knights, and he's also 2 out of 3. So the reason I showed these 3 cards in this order in particular is because of the combo that I like to use when I'm playing Castle Combat. So I use Romulus and I call Epic Battle. So all these guys get 1 reroll, plus these 2 are 2 out of 3, so very unlikely that they'll lose. Onyx is the only one who's not 2 out of 3, and I think the new Onyx, this is not the new Onyx because different number formats, but the new Onyx I think is +1 versus commons. I'm not sure though. This is kind of, I think it's a pretty good combo because I usually don't lose with it, and you can kind of, pair it up. I mean, you have 1 Knight / Beast, 1 Beast, and then 1 Dragon. So you can kind of, based on whether it's like +1 versus Knights, you can kind of move it around and stuff like that, and make the combination a lot sweeter. I mean, the Epic Battle, so you have less chance to lose. And let's just say that, old Onyx here gets a little unlucky and actually is defeated in battle, right? Now I can't use my combo unless I'm using with commons, and I don't really like to switch up my combination, so like I didn't choose 3 other legendaries just to replace that because I don't know why. I just kind of like this combination more. So what I use is Feral Frostbite, and if you don't know who Feral Frostbite is, I think I made a video on him in the past, but if you win a battle, roll a dice, and you get to bring back 1 warrior equal to that number. And he's also a 5, and he's also Epic Battle. So he's really, really good. All you have to do is win 1 battle, and you can bring back 1 warrior. The new Feral Frostbite is you roll 2 dice, and you can choose a warrior equal or lower. So he's even better than the old one, which is really awesome. And I really want to get my hands on a new Feral Frostbite, because that would make this deck a lot stronger. And let's just say Feral Frostbite also gets unlucky and is taken out. He is sent to the dungeon. Well, now I have Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is an interesting card. And I know you may be thinking, why would you choose a 2 when you have all these other high numbers? That doesn't make any sense. Well, Baba Yaga is one of the best cards in my opinion. If you say Baba Yaga 3 times before battle, then you can bring back 1 warrior from your dungeon to your hand. Your opponent rolls a dice. If they roll a 3 or higher, they can do the same. So now that that's happened, you can bring back your Feral Frostbite, and if Baba Yaga gets taken out, then you can use your Pharaoh Frostbite to revive your Baba Yaga. You can use your Pharaoh Frostbite to revive your Onyx the Third. So that's why I chose the legendaries I did. I used to use this other legendary called Hollow Crow, which was a 3, and you can just bring back something. But I found that it was really, I wasn't like getting, the ratio was kind of off. So I was getting like, Baba Yaga, Pharaoh Frostbite, and like Dismal. Whereas I'd have to just use Baba Yaga and basically just lose it for free. And so I decided not to do that. I decided to take him out and change it up a little bit. I don't have a 6th legendary because I haven't really figured one out yet. I was thinking about using the Bog Lord as my 6th one, so I may do that in the future. The commons that I chose, let's just move this out of the way. The commons that I chose are, well, firstly, Red Gargoyle. Red Gargoyle is a really powerful card. Before battle, ask, do I have any more Red Gargoyles in my hand? If they guess correctly, then you can battle as normal. If they guess wrong, then you are 5 for this round. So, always going to have kind of a strong deck, mostly of 5s and 6s. And I chose actually to use 3 Red Gargoyles. And that's really good, because if you have more than 3, it's kind of like, it's pretty likely that they'll just say yes to everything, and you'll, more than not, they'll guess correctly, and you won't get the bonus. And the other 3 commons that I use are Frost Knights. So Frost Knights are 3s, and they win ties, basically. And that's, nothing else really super special about it, but Frost Knights are really powerful. I've defeated cards like Old Moss, Glacier, Mossmog. It's just a bunch of other really sick cards, and, I just think Frost Knight is a really good common to have. So, I want to talk about why I chose 3 and 3. Well, from past experiences, I used to use Red Gargoyles in my good guy deck, and they are neutrals, so you can use them in bad guys, but I used to use them in my good guy deck, and they worked really well, but I had too many of them. I think I had like 4 or 5 of them, and people were guessing correctly too many times, so I took out 2 of them, and I gave myself 3, and now I'm, they're guessing wrong more, so I'm getting the bonus a lot more. And Frost Knights, they're also really powerful. They win ties, and they win ties, basically. So that's nice to have. And then I chose this for the combo because I used to have this other combination that I used to really like, but it would never work very long because, one of the cards would get defeated by battle pretty fast, or every once in a while it would get defeated by battle, and it would just kind of take out my entire combo. So I kind of wanted to build a deck around the fact where you can't really destroy the cards that I'm trying to use. You'll notice that there's actually a lot of variation in the cards that I use, and that was originally for Pharaoh Frostbite, so like 2, 3, and then 5s and 6s. So really 4s and 1s are the only ones I'll have problems with on Pharaoh Frostbite. And now, if I just roll it, now with the new Pharaoh Frostbite, you can really bring back anything, but for the old one, that's why I did so much variation in numbers. When you make a deck, you kind of have to do a lot of thinking. And something that I did before, I actually made a deck, was I had Romulus the Conqueror, because I traded for him, and I thought he was a really cool looking card. But after I traded for him, I realized I had a lot of blacks and a lot of blues. So I decided to make a deck out of them. First it was blacks and greens, but I switched it because I had a lot of blues as well. And I had Pharaoh Frostbite, which I thought could, make a strong deck as well. So yeah, something to think about is think about how many cards you have in each one, and think about where your strongest cards are. So like, sometimes I like to, I see people sometimes mix their strongest cards, even though they don't have a lot of them, with their most common cards. So like, greens aren't very common to get really powerful greens, so you could use like all your really powerful greens, as many as you have, and then mix it with like a really common color like blue, pretty common. Red is also very common, and so is black. And you can make a pretty strong deck that way. Also, if you have questions about your deck, you can, in the comments you can tell me your deck, and I can talk a little bit about it if I have all the cards for it, or I can, if you just tell me, I might ask you what the effect is if I'm not sure. But yeah, if you want to comment, your deck ideas or something like that, I can tell you what I think about it, and that's pretty much it. Don't think about like decks, taking like moments. Like this video is only about 10 minutes, so it seems like I made this deck in 10 minutes, but in reality it took a few hours, if not a couple days of thinking, because you really want to make sure that all your cards don't, because I didn't really talk about the rivalries. I used to have this really, really, really good combo. I forget what it was, but it was really good, and then they made a rivalry between the two cards, so that kind of changed it, unfortunately. If you have any questions or comments, just leave a comment. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe to stay tuned for more Castle Combat videos. See you later. Bye.